motherfucker stuck in 1989. That's why his album's called One Less Kid.
I feel dead. Welcome, everyone, to episode 11 of season 4 of the Juggalo Rewind, your favorite Juggalo podcast. Right?
Must better be. I don't know what else you'd pick.
Don't know. But you're here listening to us, and we appreciate it. My name is Peter. I'm here with Chris. We're watching YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
What is going on?
We were watching the trailer for the new Evil Dead.
I don't understand what that has anything to do with the series.
I don't know. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't speculate. They said it's tied to it. It's more like a... Did you watch the
TV show?
No, the reboot.
Oh,
2014, I believe.
No.
It's closer in line with that, but I heard it has some Sam Raimi-ness, like kind of the goofiness. But I hear it's at this point we're recording this, it's been out for 2 weeks, so I seen it, and it's
That's good.
It's gnarly. That's the word I always heard described. It's very violent and over the top.
All right.
Like early Evil Dead. Evil Dead 1. Evil Dead 2 kind of gets funny, which I enjoy. That's my favorite Evil Dead. Evil Dead 2. Yours?
Yeah, that one. Anyways, we are not here for Evil Dead. We are here for Blazy Dead Homie and One Less G in the Hood. The original. Not the bastardized bullshit version, but the real deal tape and album. And we go through albums such as this, track by track, and give you some information, some stories, some questions, some comments. And we invite you to join along. And you can do that by following us on social media at Juggalo RWD. You can call us at 810-666-1570, leave a voicemail, or leave us a text. And or you can email us at juggalorewind. I'm sorry. You can email us at juggalorwd at gmail.com.
You have plenty of ways to reach out to us and give us your opinions. Tell us if we're wrong about anything. Or give us your just general idea of something. Like, there's certain songs, last week there's a few lyrics we couldn't figure out. So if you know them, if you think we're wrong, let us know. We've had that a few times, which is interesting to hear. There's
one on here that I don't think we'll have a doubt on, but it's definitely wrong in the system.
Yeah.
So we'll go through that. And wherever you're listening or watching, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and tell a friend, because all of that helps the world.
Yes. Gotta get the algorithm
the Juggalo
cooking.
culture.
We need your help to spread the word. Most importantly, just send to a friend. Just text out the blue. Be like, hey, even if you're not a Juggalo, be like, hey, you like Saturday afternoons? You enjoy college football like we do? Listen to this episode.
Do you think this is a college game day song?
So it would be on the Break in Case of Being Ohio State playlist, but that needs to be family friendly because the game's at noon and the kids are around.
Yeah.
So maybe I need a separate playlist, like after the kids go to bed, we're still partying after we beat Ohio State.
The Burger King party list?
Yeah. It's on there, but it's after the kids go to bed. This is the song when Donovan Edwards runs up the gut of Ohio State for fucking 70 yards for a touchdown and seals the deal.
Whoa, calm down.
Three-peat. Can you believe they're going to three-peat this year?
And we still got some time. We're about halfway to Ohio State season, so plenty of time for that. But yeah, I think that's... I don't know. I don't really have much to talk about here this week.
No.
So we may... we have a lot to get to, so maybe we should just skip right to it.
This is a long song, so it might be a lot to dig into here.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks we've gotten a lot of nonsense, so maybe this week we'll just dive right in.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll hit something ridiculous here in the next couple minutes. As we said, Saturday afternoon, the 11th track on this epic CD, Producer, where it's a Mike P / Fritz / Twisted project.
I would say this is a Fritz track. Mike P, as you could hear from the sampler version to the final version, the guitar's a lot heavier, but they're still, I think, Fritz's riffs, as you'll say. So I think in our context, it's a Fritz beat. Mike P cleaned it up, added a
little sprinkle
little
to
visor on it.
But I think anything with those two kind of means that Fritz started it and then Mike P
Fritz's beat that Mike P adjusted, added a little zest, maybe.
Stole. Redid without the prior written consent of. Time. 4:14.
Whew.
Now
we're cooking. Now we're in a Juggalo song.
This is what it's all about right here. This is also found on the deluxe edition of One Less G, which you'll see on streaming, but if you want the real version, I would suggest getting the real CD, the original.
And should we point out the differences here between the deluxe and the regular?
Sure. Although, well, the first difference before we get to the deluxe.
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, different. Well, or should we say it when we get there to those parts?
Yeah, I guess we could do it then when we get into it.
If we remember when they get there. Speaking of differences, this song is also found on the Psychopathic Sampler 2001, but the beat is a little different. Would you say it's a little heavier?
The final version's heavier.
You think so?
I think the sampler does not have the Mike P guitars laid over it.
It's like the original, if you will.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the Fritz guitar riffs on there. They're less punched up. It's almost the same sound, but it's just more laid back in the track, I feel like.
So we'll try to sprinkle that in. It's a little hard to hear on this, but I mean, go out of your way to look for the Psychopathic Sampler 2001, because that's a funny one. So you might as well give it a chance if you haven't heard it in ever, or if you haven't heard it in a while.
This is the last track that's on the sampler, because we had Maggot Face, Hood Rats, and then...
Yeah, they only had 3?
Those are the 3, yeah.
And then, as we always like to mention, there's a feature, and you get a little Jamie Madrox on this CD, or on this song. So he gets a writing credit because he's on it. So welcome, Mr. Madrox, to episode 11. I don't know. That's kind of the tail of the tape. You ready to we're just diving right in?
Just start mashing.
I mean, if that's what we're going to do, I feel bad. We didn't have any nonsense, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of nonsense coming up.
Once we get into it.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about the sampler. Intro. It doesn't really start on the last one. Oh, man. Sleepy boy. You just have Blaze in the background saying, "Who wanna ride?"
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we said last week. The what was the last song? Hatchet Love. Kind of flows, connects
Leads
the two.
into it, yeah.
So not in any context or any verses or anything, but just kind of smooth.
Yeah, the beat
rides
blends
its way
to it.
in there, and Blaze asking who wants to ride. I think everyone wants to ride with Blaze on a Saturday afternoon, right?
This is the first difference though between the deluxe and the regular version.
Which one? What would that be?
So the regular version kicks off with the sample of the 2, 2, 3, 3, the little countdown, which is not on the deluxe. But when the deluxe kicks in, you just get a little gong. It's like a dong, like a fucking church bell gonging. So different kickoff to the track between the original and the deluxe. We don't even want to discuss the deluxe, but we have to.
Is that because no? I mean, Hatchet Love is still on there. I wonder why they did that.
So my initial assumption was that 3, 3, 2, the little countdown, the sample was copywritten. But as we've talked with our good friend Boy Kelly K Fresh, he thinks it was a generic countdown sample, and I imagine that's what it is, because I thought it was from a Proof song that also has a countdown. It sounds like just a NASA launch.
Yeah, I agree.
So my assumption was it was like in the like stock, like we talk about the Twisted Freak Show gate.
Yeah, if you've ever heard any gate open on Law and Order or any movie, it's from the Freak Show.
So I thought it was the same countdown, and he assumed, just from a stockpile. That doesn't explain why they would remove it from the deluxe, because the deluxe you'd think, that it's all copyright samples are pulled out, but maybe they just didn't like it and wanted to pull it out and put a gong in instead.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it works as well. I think the
countdown is good.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that the countdown's at the beginning. I always thought it was just at the end.
Yeah, it starts off with a 2, 3, and then on a rod.
I guess I never picked up on that. I don't know. I always thought that was at the end, but that's why we do this, because I don't remember this stuff. So yeah, right off the bat, something starting different. Why you should listen to the original.
Yeah.
Blaze, very paints a story here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Saturday afternoon on the east side, which east side of Detroit, obviously. Mashing in the bucket, sipping on formaldehyde. So he's throwing a lot of lore in here. Mashing in the bucket is driving his car. Right?
It's been a while since we heard him mention mashing. Like, that was early on. I think there's a few songs that were mashing, and now good to see it back.
It's funny that it's in so many songs here. Jesus. Really. Sipping on formaldehyde. Again, that goes back to an earlier song where he's got a formaldehyde in his
40
casket.
formaldehyde.
And it goes back to the, I don't know if they talk about it in the EP, but it's definitely like lore there.
On the cover, he's drinking the 40. Does it say formaldehyde on the cover?
I always assume it is, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a normal 40.
It is funny that, like, he's drinking it for like 40 ounces. You're like, oh, it's just 40 ounces. But like, he's a dead body, so it's a 40 ounce of formaldehyde.
Yeah. Yeah, why wouldn't it?
Would you just buy a 40 ounce of formaldehyde?
Blaze is out. He's on a mission here, so his pocket's looking sore.
Yeah.
Right? So, pocket's looking empty. He needs money. He's a dead body. He doesn't have a job. Pocket's looking sore, so I gotta go pull a 211 on the neighborhood store.
Yeah.
So 211, if those who don't know, is police code for armed robbery.
Right.
And now I get to sit back and have Chris tell a story that he's dying to talk about.
I somehow remembered, and this shirt is 20 years old, high school, spring break. We went down there and
robbed a liquor store?
No, but my buddy was like, "Oh, we need like a name for our crew," and at the time, the group that was on P Diddy's label, they had, is it 311?
No, 311. 112.
112. Yeah.
311 would be fucking not.
So yeah, the 112 was out at the time, and we were down there, and he's like, "We need a name for our crew," and I go, 211. Like, what is that? I go, "That's it means armed robbery." Like, what was the other codes back in the day? Like, everyone knew the codes. There was one for
187.
Yeah, 187. I think there was one for 420 was the weed one, right?
Yeah, but that's not even real, right?
But that was like at the time.
Everyone thought,
so like everyone had the number associations with stuff. So it's like, 211 because of the Blaze song.
50. Is it really 5150 if you're like mentally insane? Like I feel like there's so many numbers that are like now are common, but who knows if they're real. But
in the early 2000s, it was just like you had the numbers tossed around. So
that's because you and your buddies were hoodlums and knew all these numbers because
we went to Garden City, So
go Cougs.
This smells like a Salvation Army. A full lot of storage.
smells like Ford Road and Middlebelt.
So we were there getting airbrush. As you can see, it's airbrushed as fuck.
Did you get that at Gibraltar?
No, at a beach shop in Panama City. Yeah. So they're like, "What do you need a name for the crew?" I'm like, 211. Like, what is that? I'm like, it's code for armed robbery. They didn't realize I was pulling from a Blaze at Homie Juggalo track, but nonetheless, that became the name of the Garden City crew down in Panama.
Does anyone still have that shirt other than you?
A few people do, but mine is crispy as fuck. It's still mint. Yeah.
You're so proud.
It is.
So, yes, Blaze, much like you, is on a tour of the city. He's looking to pull a 211 on a neighborhood store. So he mashes on the gas.
Yeah.
Another mashing. Which, that I understand. You mash on the gas.
Right. Just
Yeah. Then I hit the pavement. Jumped in the bucket, jumped out the bucket.
yeah.
A lot of calling the car the bucket.
Yeah,
That's kind of an old school reference, isn't it?
I say I don't remember that slang being for.
Yeah.
I definitely have a bucket right now. My personal vehicle is a bucket.
Mash on the gas till I hit the pavement. Like, so I'm picturing this when you go forward. Till I hit the pavement, like he almost like drove right up to the fucking, like he's on the sidewalk. He's so like, because what's that mashing on the gas till I hit the pavement, like till he's on the, the car's on the ground. What was it, on the grass originally?
No,
like,
once he left the street and like hit the curb, like jumped the curb, and then he fucking barreled out.
Jumped the curb. Jumped out of the car, out of the bucket, and headed straight in. Now this is where I have an issue.
Yeah.
Who did he tell to put the money on the table?
The fucking clerk.
Not the clerk. You think he says clerk?
That's what I always thought. Yeah, told the fucking clerk.
Nope. He does not say
No.
clerk. 100% no.
That's what I've always thought too.
Nope. I think this is the one time in Psychopathic that I can think of.
Yeah.
He drops the C word.
The cunt?
Yes, 100%. Listen, do I need to pull it up?
Yeah, because I've always heard clerk.
No, not even close. I actually, as we pull it up, we'll keep this in there. I texted our good buddy Samantha today, and I'm like, you're the only person I can trust. Like, what do you think he says? And she heard it both ways, but there's no way he says, clerk.
It's so.
There's a hard T on that. Not even close to saying clerk.
God, it's so hard. Whatever your brain thinks it's gonna be, you could easily hear it either way, though.
I can read clerk, and that's not what he's saying. I think that's the only time they've said that in Psychopathic.
We could add that to the questions I ask, because it's such a random fucking question to ask.
Yeah. Hey, do you remember when? I think. I mean, people can let us know, but I'm 100% confident that's what he says. We can slow it down. There's a T on that boy.
It does sound like a T at the end. His voice is so fucking
gravelly.
It's like there's so many words like that. You're like, what? Which one is it?
Although, this is wrong. This is so wrong, but I'm still going to keep going this way. So he told the person behind the counter to put the money on the table. Great line when the beat drops. I'm a lunatic and my mind is unstable. He stuttered like a bitch. So it's not like it's an old woman who he's, referencing. So he's, I guess you could argue, I don't know.
But that word could be just used like
I'm not saying it couldn't, but in this reference, I would think he would be. He's not being like, I don't know. I hear it. That's me. I think everyone hears it.
I've always heard clerk. What do you hear? Drop in the comment section.
let us know. Did Blaze
clerk or?
Well, you must be drinking because it flew out of your mouth 2 minutes ago.
I said it.
You don't even remember saying that. You 100% just stared at me and said it. Have another Booski of the week.
Yeah.
What's the Booski this week? Coors Light?
Just Coors Light. Don't show it in the...
Oh, yeah.
We don't have a sponsorship.
He stuttered like a bitch trying to stop the hit. Shaken like a twig, so I dumped the clip. 16 shots, left his body on the floor, break the register, grab the money.
Yeah.
That's wrong. It was wrong in there. I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Grabbed the money and I broke out the fucking back door straight to the bucket. Sorry, that was a long run-on sentence. 16 shots.
Yeah.
He fucking shot the clerk 16 times.
What? So I'm not a gun guy. You're not either, I don't believe.
No.
So what? Is there any gun that has 16 rounds? Like, you have to reload regardless, whatever you have.
If it's a not like a now we're talking like we know what we're talking about. We're stupid. Not like a revolver, obviously, because that has like 6.
Yeah.
But like the one with like the clip in it.
A clip, yeah, that you pop in. Yeah, that's like.
I bet that has 16.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just trying to visualize what I'm like, in my mind, he's always using a shotgun, you know?
Yeah, no.
But like, shotgun's fucking 2. He's not unloading 16 on the shotgun.
No. But he doesn't say anything about what kind of gun, does he? No. Yeah, I just assume. What's the, is that a Blaze song where it goes 16 shells in my pocket who want to see me?
Yeah, what is that?
It's called the crying right now. Close to me. It's Blaze, you dead homie. It's shotgun, isn't it?
This is a shotgun.
Shotgun. Double barrel solo.
Well, that throws us completely
Yeah,
off.
he doesn't have 16. Yeah, no, I think that's just random.
Yeah. There's no way you could shoot anyone up 16 times with a shotgun in that situation.
So yeah, I think he just has a normal ass, just a handgun. Out the back door, straight to the bucket. Put the money in, start the ride, and I punch it. So he obviously puts the money in. What's he gonna fucking do?
Where does he put it? Like in the glove box?
I think he just throws it on the
just throws it,
passengers.
just fucking loose change everywhere. He's got to have a bag he puts in there or something.
I hope he's got the bag with the fucking dollar sign on it.
Like a fanny pack, I thought.
Fanny pack. Do you think that smells of dead funk?
Oh yeah, I mean it's right over his crotch region.
He should put like a little
air freshener
yeah.
hanging over his dangus.
Been from the hood, straight shots in the daylight. Just a normal Saturday for Blaze on the east side. So he's doing this in the daylight. Well, yeah, because it's Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
so
the afternoon robin.
I think it's funny that he just calls out that it's just a normal Saturday.
So as a suburban boy, just working at an Italian restaurant, I had a tracker, and I would just blast this CD, just driving home from work, working the day shift. This was my anthem, leaving Saturday afternoon. Just goofy ass kid driving around listening to
That's funny.
to Blaze. But friend of the pod, Steve, he had the truck and same thing, windows down in the fall, just blasting the shit out of like. This is the anthem for driving around cruising.
Oh, yeah.
This Saturday afternoon.
I would.
But
agree.
none of us are robbing anyone.
No, we're just being stupid.
But banger ass track for that.
And then Jamie Madrox and Blaze do the
Yeah.
hook. Every Saturday afternoon, I go robbing these bitches and hoes. I thought that was different, but maybe not. But yeah, he still says who won a rob.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like the hook.
Oh yeah.
This
And so bringing up here that Mike P jumped on and added his guitar riffs and stuff. A lot of people complain about it, but I'm like, I feel like it fits. Like it
yeah.
adds to the. I don't know if I like it better with or without, because I think you kind of have it on the sampler. It doesn't have the.
It's not as like
Punched
thick
up.
or
Yeah,
whatever.
I feel like the guitars are the same on the sampler, but they're the Fritz guitars, and then Mike P redid them and pumped them up.
Yeah.
And
Does he totally, when he does that, does he wipe them, or does he just go over them?
top? Yeah, I guess I don't know for sure. Like if he could easily like turn that off or not.
Yeah, if they give him like the stems, as they say.
Yeah.
See, we know what we're talking about. We're not just two idiots who don't know what we're talking about.
But I know a lot of people like complain about the guitars on this. I'm like, to me, at the time, you only knew that version. So like, I think it works for like the the mashing fucking vibe of the track.
And being a rock kid, I like anytime they threw guitars.
Oh, this is your era.
Yeah.
Zug Island.
Well, I just meant in general, but yeah, also in Psychopathic.
If anything, I feel like this track isn't as hard as it could be. Like,
it could be a lot heavier.
Maybe the CD in a certain system kicks as hard, but like now listening it back on a laptop or headphones, or it just doesn't like.
I don't know.
Chug along. It doesn't. The bass isn't as heavy as it could. I don't know. I feel like it could be heavier as it. The sound of it.
Maybe we need to get Blaze with like a backing band.
Now we're talking.
Like Oh the Horror?
No, I was thinking of...
You're like, no, definitely not.
No, I was thinking of Will Sessions back in the day.
Oh, that'd be funny, but that'd be more of like a... It'd be like a funk band.
Yeah.
You need to let the dog out. And we're back. Verse number 2, Blazy Dead Homie. Headed on back to the crib to count my dough. He's got $200 and I'm looking for more.
Looking for more.
So he only got... There's a lot... I mean, I know it's just how people type this, but a lot of like... Just put the whole fucking word. I don't need that. So he got $200 from that robbery.
Yeah.
Seems like not a lot for... a pretty brazen fucking shooting a guy 16 times. 16 times he shot the motherfucker.
Well, he's not in the suburbs, as we'll find out later on. So, $200 in the city in 2001. What does that equate to now?
What?
$350?
Just because it's in the city doesn't make a difference. It's still $200.
I'm just saying, they don't carry cash a lot, as we'll learn as we get along. You know.
I don't know. So he's got $200. Let's keep track of his money. $200. That'd be a funny trivia question. No one would know.
How much money he
did he end up at the end of the day?
There's no way anyone would get that.
No. He's looking for more.
Because I'm greedy.
Because I'm greedy and I'm back on the streets, rolling through the hood to another store I creep. All right. Good job, Blaze. Now, this is funny. There's so much about this that I've always thought was funny. Now I'm on my feet because the cops is on my tail.
Yeah.
You also hear sirens in the background,
right.
Which is a real funny touch. They want to see me go to jail with no bail, but they can't because I'm rocking a hoodie. A 45 cal in my waist, so don't push me. So he's wearing a hoodie so they can't recognize him? Like,
oh, I thought that was Blaze. Never mind.
Yeah, like I always thought that was funny, and then doing this, I'm like, come on.
But it sounds cool. Listen to me, like, oh yeah,
because
fucking banging in.
Because you can picture someone just like hoodie up, like trying to look nonchalant. Like I get it. It's just funny that like makes you invisible from the police.
Right.
And he's got a 45 caliber gun in his waist, so
don't push him.
Same Saturday, so he's literally saying, "Hey, don't forget."
It's the same. Almost like earlier when he goes, "Don't forget, I'm dead." Now, don't forget, it's still Saturday. And I'm robbing people.
Now, here's some stuff that I'm curious about.
Yeah.
Still hitting licks for cash, as we talked about. That's just doing a job or a robbery for money. Walked into where?
Carson's. I always thought you said
Carson's. So they say Carlin's.
Yeah.
Is there a store, like a party store or whatever, on the east side called Carson's? I don't know. That'd be. Why would you just name something like that? You know, it's very random. I guess they don't say also what that is. We'll say Carson's. Walked into Carson's, demanded all his stash. The sucker talked shit but filled the bag up. Guess he thought his homie in the back was going to tag up. Like, I guess he's not saying that he stole his money. Like, his stash could be anything. I wonder what kind of store he's robbing.
It could just be the stash house. Like,
could be.
Like just robbing. But yeah.
His buddy Carson?
Carson or Carlin's. Yeah, there's no one no, like I said, store I know of named that either way on the east side.
That'd be great. But like,
This is a straight up party store. These referencing.
I love that. So the guy that he's robbing is filling up his bag, and he's got a homie in the back, and he's like, "Oh, I thought maybe he was gonna help me out." And he came out from the back room
with a broom,
running at a dead homie Blaze with a broom. Idiot.
See, that's what makes me think it's a party store, because
who else would do that?
Yeah, if you're at a stash house, no one's showing up with just a broom. Like, everyone's gonna be strapped in there, ready to throw down.
So. Well, that guy got what he deserved. I put 2 slugs in the motherfucking chest. Saturday afternoon, I laid them hoes to rest. Yeah. Blaze very nonchalant about just calling women and men hoes.
Well, you know, he's feeling himself. He's got his chest bumped out.
I put 2 slugs in there. Do you think he put 2 in each or 1 in each?
I just thought 2 in the guy who had the broom.
What about the other guy?
I think that guy just ran away.
Ran away. After he saw the broom come out, he's like, oh, fuck. We're screwed.
Yeah, I do love that. Guy comes running out with a broom.
Then we get the hook again. Blaze and Jamie Madrox. Then we get back to where Blaze was. Let's try to center this down. Walked out of Carson's. Headed cross Gratiot.
Okay, so we know we're placing it at Gratiot.
Yeah. So if it's not on Gratiot, it's in the vicinity. So we're going to have to start looking at the whole...
With the map, yeah.
Yeah. So if those who don't know, local people should, but all you out-of-towners, Detroit is based... when was Detroit founded? It had to be 1600s, right? If not...
I was just talking about this with someone else, about how, like...
The wheel.
Yeah. And then eventually the next mayor gets in and just goes back to a normal grid. So it's a wheel at first, and then, like... I don't know how many years that is, and then they just stop and just start making normal grids. That's how fucked up, like,
all the streets are.
Yeah.
So Detroit is... It'd be funny if we put it back. The Detroit River kind of comes on an angle, and Jefferson is like your borderline, like your left to right. And then coming out of it, like spokes on a wheel, you have Woodward, Gratiot. There's got to be another one. Maybe that's it. Because
I have the map here, looking for Carson. So let me.
Because if you're dead center of downtown, what do you call it? Jefferson goes left and right, and then the other 2 shoot up. Maybe that's the only 2. Woodward and Gratiot. Anyways, Gratiot is a main hub, a main street that goes from downtown all the way up through the east side suburbs. So it's a 4-lane highway, right? Most of the way?
Yeah.
3 or 4 lanes. So major street. Some things you will see on Gratiot would be the Faygo plant. Hot Hits used to be on Gratiot. Record Time.
Is Hot Hits still around?
They moved. Didn't they move?
Oh, did
They're like a reincarnation. But then I think they're somewhere else. I haven't heard about them in a while, though. Chester's Boot Shop. So lots of stuff on Gratiot.
West Grand Boulevard, is that coming off of the spoke?
I didn't think so, but I don't know. I guess I'd have to see the map. It seems pretty self-explanatory, but I don't know.
I'm looking at the map now, trying to find Carson's.
Detroit street map wheel. I wish my thing would actually type.
There's a Benjamin Carson's high school. You think he's robbing a high school?
Ben Carson? Normal Saturday for Blaze on the east side. This map doesn't really do me any good, so we will just say that we don't know. That's Gratiot. Yeah, I don't know. This map isn't doing me any favors.
There's a Carson's department store. Maybe that's what he robbed.
Think he robbed the department store? It's possible. They would have a broom. Anyways, he walks out of there. We'll still work on that. We have a lot of time. Maybe we'll give some more info. Or if you know out there
Right.
what he robbed. Walked out of the store, headed across Gratiot. Cops rolling by, my hoodie up, I'm mashing. So now he's back in the car. He put his hoodie up, and the cops didn't recognize him. Went to count my cash, got 5 C notes. So we got $500.
Yeah.
Need 5 more for some weed to smoke. He needs $1,000
For weed.
and counting the $200 he already has. How much weed do you get for $1,200?
He should have went back a couple weeks ago when ABK knew the weed man was selling
20s for
20
dimes.
for dimes. Because goddamn,
That's,
come on, Blaze.
That's a lot of fucking money.
That's a lot of weed.
It's no 15 for the Juggalos.
No, definitely not.
So yeah, he's about to buy fucking $1,000 worth of weed. So he needs $500 more. So I know I got to rob a suburb store. In the suburbs, they keep real cash in the drawer.
This is what I was referencing. So I have a buddy, used to work for Coke, deliveries. They'd always have, did you see the semi-trucks? They say, do not keep real cash on you.
Yeah.
So he was in Detroit, and a guy tried robbing him at gunpoint, and he's like, I have no money. And they're like, no, I know you do. And he's like, no, we don't carry cash. And that was the whole standoff. So this line always makes
the whole standoff. And then did he murder the man?
No,
he grabbed the gun and fucking stuck it up his ass.
he was on the clock. He couldn't kill anyone like he did back in the day. But that line always made me think of that. Did you ever see the trucks and deliveries they have? We don't carry cash on us. So that was always the line that was like, oh, we're in the suburbs. The suburbs, they have cash in their drawers, because in the city they don't, because armed robberies are happening.
I guess so. I would take it as like more people shop in the suburbs, so there's more money to be had.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the
but they feed into each other.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. But
I'm dying to know how the standoff ended. Did the guy just?
know.
He's like, oh, but also look who we're getting the story from. So
I don't know for sure. I just know something happened. He had a crazy interaction.
I can't just imagine the guy was like, oh, okay, and then he turned
Yeah.
away. Like, so the suburbs, they keep real cash in their drawers, not like the ghetto, nickel and dime shit. So yeah, they don't keep a lot of cash.
But now I would imagine the suburbs would have no cash because everyone's got cards, like.
That's possible. Yeah, I wonder if robberies and places like that are down because there's not a lot of cash to be had. So Blaze is now tired of walking, so I carjacked a bitch. Very disrespectful. Oh, at the stoplight. He carjacked a bitch at the stoplight. I jumped in and told her to get out. Call the cops. I know where you live. I'll put your lights out. How does he know where she lives?
Back to the carjacking. That's as we've alluded to a few times in here, is the beat dropping out. Mm-hmm. When he talks about like at the stoplight, jumped into. There's one point where like it drops out. And he's like jumped in the car. Like it kicks back in the beat. As we've talked about a few times,
a couple times in the song, it is perfect how he
kicks
either
in.
He rides it or they like drop it in specific points to emphasize what he's saying.
I've also been listening to a podcast about Who Killed Strawberry, about the stripper who was at the Nugian Mansion party.
That's great.
And they're talking about the carjacking being like so over the top in that early 2000s in Detroit. Which this is the same time frame, so it's just kind of interesting talking about carjacking, because they're like, back then like carjackings were happening so much, and like the cops would be calling, like, oh, well, we just did a carjack and we can't even like show up to the scene because like it was just so common at that time.
It's just like jaywalking.
Yeah,
you don't hear about it much anymore, but maybe just because it's.
No, I think it just. I'm sure it happens, but not to the point at that point where it was like I said, it was like jaywalking. Like, oh, someone carjacked you. So back then it was just so common.
Who's the first person that did that? They're like, hey, I can just walk up to someone and say, get the fuck out of the car. Right. If you know who the first carjacker was, let me know.
Put it in the comments.
So now he's got a car. Obviously, he either took her license or he went in her glove box and looked for her registration. He's like, oh, now I know where you live. Or he knew her.
Let's say maybe she was an old hood rat.
Maybe it was Mary.
Maybe it was Mary.
Now I'm mashing down the block to the liquor spot. So
I always like this line coming up.
yeah, so he's going to the liquor spot, but just 2 seconds ago he said he was going to go uptown to the suburbs. So what are you going to do?
Well, he was going to the suburbs, then he got a car. He said, well, shit, I got a nice car. I might as well go to the liquor store.
Yeah, but
Stop off.
now I can get uptown earlier or quicker.
Let's say he's got extra time, so he needs to get himself a 40 or something.
Found a purse, went through it in the parking lot.
Right here. What do you know? I was like that. What do you know?
Yeah.
$500.
That's funny. So now he's got another $600.
By the way, he finds a purse in the parking lot. Like, what is the look of that? Like, he didn't rob her. He just found it, he says.
I assumed it's her purse that was in the car.
Oh.
But you're right. It's found a purse, went through it, and you're right. Like,
yeah, it's like almost like after he pulled in the parking lot, I was like, oh shit, there's a purse. Look at that.
You're right. It does lend to that, but I just assumed that it meant it was in the car.
Yeah.
But he's not very clear.
Details, Blaze. Come on.
Yeah, we need follow-up. The sun's still out, so you know I got to follow through with the plan. Robbing suckers for their cheddar on Saturday. Still a G down to the letter.
That's what Jim Harbaugh says about Ohio State.
That is a G down to the letter?
Yep. On Saturdays, when it comes to beating Ohio State, he's still a G down to the letter.
Why am I getting a random text message from something fake? Okay. And then we get another hook. Did we miss any? No. Blaze and Jamie doing the hook. Then it doubles, and the beat drops for the second one, which I was, again...
Yeah, I like when it drops out there.
And then once again, it's kind of like the whole song is in reverse, like we're going backwards. You have that countdown again on the original, not on the streaming one.
And then the deluxe version on the streaming, it's weird because it's just like dead silence.
Yeah.
I
don't... I was listening to that today, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it just
doesn't
like
make sense.
kills it where I don't know, that little 2, 2, 3, 3, like just sounds cool.
Yeah. And then Blaze again ends like he started it with the Who Wanna Ride.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sweet. I like it. And then that leads into, well, that's that. That's Saturday afternoon. But there's a part here that leads into the next song.
Right.
Which I put in there this morning into the system because it was not
I'm glad
there.
that you added Why Is My Penis Hard?
Well, why wouldn't you put that? I mean, that's... So the next song, not to get too ahead of ourselves, is Given Half a Chance?
I thought it was Half the Chance.
So did I, but I wrote Given Half a Chance. We wrote that twice, so...
Half the Chance on the back of the CD.
All right. Well, then we'll fix that. Which I guess you can argue is about things you wish you could have done differently.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a little interlude of Jay leading into that.
Yeah.
That would be Violent J of the Insane Clown Posse. In case,
Or the Visor, as we call him.
Yes. He's the Dorothy of My Wizard of the
Dorothy.
Hood. And it's real weird. Like, he's all, like, scared and weird sounding.
To me, this is still Lotus J bleeding over. Where, like, he's, like, very, like, teenage boy weird with, like, why is my penis hard? Like, that was very Lotus J where he talks like that.
Yeah, his jokes are so weird. But, yeah, he's talking about shooting people in their bloody bodies.
Yeah,
but,
he was very, like, school shooter vibes back in that era, which is fucking weird.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Things haven't changed. His humor isn't the only thing that's like a 12-year-old that he enjoys.
Come on, let's talk about the song here.
We're going to have to cut that. I'm not going to cut that. I don't give a fuck.
Point about this, when the fucking screams kick in to go to the next track, it's so...
Yeah. I'll shoot them in your bloody body. Bah, 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 bah.
Like it gets so loud.
Yeah, I hate when songs do that, but
Yeah.
you're right. It's very disconcerting.
Yeah, it's so like hurts your eardrums. You have to turn down before the song kicks in. The song, I like
every time.
I like the song, but goddamn that little scream.
I do
too
that
much.
every time too. Yeah, you gotta. Mike P, you got a little,
Might be.
little too much on there. You gotta dial it back there, Michael. And that's Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Crazy that it only has like 2 verses. Is that right? I gotta open my book back
There's
up.
3.
Da, da, da. Look at my book. Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
But they're all similar.
Yeah, for being 414, that goes pretty fast.
Just Blaze too. You got no ABK in there. You got Madrox on the hook.
Doing
but
the hook, which we've talked about in the past. It's nice to have a different voice,
Yeah.
break it up, so that when you're a solo artist, you can't just have your shit for that much. You gotta make it different.
And that's something from this era, Psychopathic. They're really good at, like, of just grabbing people to like jump in on a hook. Like you'd have Sin on a hook, or you'd have
Yeah.
I guess Shaggy never really, but you had Jay, Madrox. Like they would always be good. Like
Lots of Twisted helping him out.
cutting
obviously.
it up to like make it breathe between their verses. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's brutal when you just have your own.
It's just you kind of get lost, when you have the same voice. Where
Yeah.
yeah, you had a little something else in there.
Little something else. So yeah. Do they do this a lot live? I don't think he does this a lot live.
Back in the day, they did. I think it was a staple back when this album came out, but recently, no, I don't think so.
Did they do this at the? Is this the song where Jamie? No, that was that was Casket and
Where Jamie was singing the hook on the new tour.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, the release party. I think I'm thinking of the first couple songs on this CD.
I think he did this the release party because I feel like this was in rotation with like Hood Rats of like his early sets.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because to me, it's a banger from the album.
Oh yeah, I can't picture him doing it live. But I mean, we can see real quick if he's ever done it. Oh, that didn't work.
I mean, it's 20 years ago at this point.
I just
22
mean,
years ago.
I just mean in general, like, how much has it popped up? Artist, Blaze It at Homie. We'll just do the same thing we did a couple episodes ago. Most played songs. More Blaze It at Homie statistics. We were going by song, and we were talking about Saturday afternoon. Every Saturday afternoon. It has it 9 times. Attacking the Ninjas 2017, obviously.
2017, Attack Ninjas had every song ever had it.
Gathering 2001.
I was at that one.
It's weird. It's like, I love when they just do randoms. Like Newport Music Hall 2002.
Yeah,
random.
why was that sprinkled in there?
Gathering 03, 04, 06. Webster Theater in 06.
Was that the one we were at? During the NXT show?
No, that was the Agora.
Oh.
That was way later than 2006. New Year's Evil in 13. Attacking the Ninjas. And then a random show in Joliet, Illinois.
Joliet, Illinois.
Like, I don't know if that was like a tour or if that was like what makes that special. Motherfucking Blaze did 30 songs at that show.
And the Joliet, Illinois show?
What the fuck?
Well, like we said, he does just half verses and stuff, so
30? This is ridiculous how much shit he had in this set. That's like every song he's ever done. I wish someone can tell us what's special about. There's Blaze, Gorilla Voltage, LSP, and Damian Quinn. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But he fucking killed it. Whatever. God damn.
Maybe there's a hood rat there he wanted to impress.
30 songs. God, fuck. Good job, Blaze. So yeah, I think we kind of hit on the funny lines that we found. What about the spot on the album?
I got it in the top 5 currently. Got, as I've always said, Gravy No Place, Casket, Hood Rats right there, and then it's between this, Maggot Face, and Nasty, I think, for the next. It's up there.
I think I'm pushing this above all those.
Oh.
At least above, like, your Hood Rat.
Yeah.
That level. I think I'm pushing it into, like, the top tier.
So I put it right below Hood Rat. So 4. I'll put it at 4.
I think
but it's up there.
Yeah. No, I think I'm putting it, like, 3.
I think this was the song that made me the biggest fan of him back in the day. This was the one back then I loved.
Oh, this song fucking hits. It's so good. Just the beat alone, the feeling of it, the bass.
There was so much riding around listening to this. As I mentioned, just like windows down, fall, where the sun's coming through, but it's still kind of chilly out. You got the crisp air, but just blasted this.
Perfect. And you can listen to it today. You can listen to it anytime. Specifically on a Saturday afternoon. That is what I would
Michigan's
suggest.
beating Ohio State.
That would be every Saturday.
You know
afternoon.
what? This year I'm more scared of Penn State than Ohio State. I'm going to say it.
James Franklin.
You're playing at Penn State. At Penn State's always James Franklin's a fucking idiot, but
he pulls one win out every couple of years.
He's still riding that Ohio State win in 2015 or 16, whatever it was. He's still riding that for fucking a decade later.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
He beat the shit out of Michigan when he had